Hi everyone, welcome to the Strip Down to Love podcast video where the essence of love comes from within. I am your hostess, Jennifer, and I am here. I am here with you, and I am happy to finally be on a regular schedule and being able to record. So today, let's talk about how to deal with haters. I mean, we can sum it all up and just say, we don't have to deal with him. That is very true. But when we're growing into our selves of self-worth and finding our self-worth and discovering ourselves and, maybe being a little bit vulnerable and, just on the wave of discovery, it may not be that easy to work through these things. So actually, I created this content a way long time ago, but I didn't really I didn't have the energy to put it out there. But today I do. And sometimes we just gotta get down to the nitty gritty and to acknowledge our feelings when people hurt us. And there are all kinds of ways that we can look at these messengers, right? There's all kinds of things that we can do in order to learn from these messengers. When I was little, I really wish that I had information like this, and it would have made life a whole lot easier. So yeah, let's get into it. So how to think or how to deal with haters, right? So if we acknowledge the pain, I don't think that is the easiest thing, especially when we're discovering ourselves, when we are young and growing into ourselves. I don't think, and we ask ourselves, why do these people not like me? And we start going down the trail of how do I change myself in order for them to like you or like me, right? I would highly recommend not doing that, because that puts you in the position of people pleasing, and the only person that it's recommended to please is yourself, and to be selfish, in a good way. Is partaking in the situation healthy for me? What value does participating in this situation add to my life? Things like that. I'm talking about moving into or being present when people are talking about you, or looking at your own propaganda. I don't think is the best thing for you to do. One of my mentors told me, don't read your own propaganda. Firstly, the people that are sharing this information, these people that are quote unquote sharing your story, and only you know your story, and in the bigger picture of things, your story doesn't even matter. So we shouldn't take it to heart, right? But these people sharing your story can only interpret your story through their lens, through their perspective, through how much they have grown, how much they understand themselves. If they're 45 but still acting 12, how can they paint an accurate picture of you, right? It would just be, I don't know what it would be filled with, but it wouldn't really matter. But it's still hurtful. It can still be hurtful. If you need to... Sorry, there's a car outside. I don't really understand. But if you asking you to go and cry and acknowledge, the first step to working through feelings is to acknowledge them. And not to ignore them, not to sweep them under the rug, because the pile becomes bigger and bigger and bigger until you're filled with all this, pain and hurt and misunderstandings, where you actually miss the point of these messengers being brought to you by the universe. So let's think about it. Why is the universe sending you these messengers, right? People may be teaching you something about yourself. They may be reflecting onto you what you need to fix about yourself. And that's something I've always talked about, and I'm sure you have heard it around and around. Like, people are just a reflection of you. That's why you're attracting them, etc., etc. There's a lot of other things that go with it as well. So we have to acknowledge the messenger. I mean, just do it in your mind. I think is best. And say, thank you, universe, for sending me this messenger. I have received the message. I have received the lesson, and put in the work to move on from it, and to apply it in a healthy way to your life. So a certain situation may be teaching you to stay focused on your inner self and to go deeper inside, not to hide, but to discover what inside of you can placate or ameliorate this certain situation. And the quicker that you do that, the quicker you will get out of the situation. So that is one thing that I do recommend as well. And and not get caught up trying to show or change or help others for their benefit. Is it benefiting you? Is people pleasing benefit to you? And some people may say yes, because they're actually bending or manipulating the situation in their favor. But for the purposes of this, you gotta ask yourself, am I changing myself in order to people please? Does changing myself make me happy, or does it make you uncomfortable? Does it make you fearful? There's many different levels that you can look at it. And I think sometimes when it makes you fearful or pulls courage from areas that you never knew courage lived, I think then that's when it's a good thing, because you're getting out of a routine, So people present lessons that the universe is trying to teach you, and one reason why you may be blinded and just feeling like, I'm so overwhelmed with this negativity or with this certain person, and this certain person triggers me, but you can't see it. It could be because you're not ready to see it. But it's either live that life or see it and willfully and happily accept it, and acknowledge and tell the universe that you have accepted the assignment. You know what I mean? So and maybe you're just getting caught up and within a certain situation of gossip, work gossip, or trying to belittle someone, I don't know, around you or in your workplace, and instead of putting yourself in the middle of everything, be an observer. Observe what goes on in different groups around you, and you can learn a lot of things about people and yourself when you just sit back and be the observer.